Hi, I'm Chloe.
I'm Joshua.
And welcome to the Musical Chairs podcast.
Where every week we listen to and talk about a different musical.
Yeah. So it's been a minute. How are you?
Yes, because it has been a minute. I'm pretty good. Also because we've just been focusing on school. Just so you know, within the next couple episodes, we're changing the schedule. We'll probably
Yeah.
post that on our Instagram, maybe the Twitter too. So be aware of that our schedule is gonna change a little bit because our school schedule is changing.
I know. Yeah.
Again.
Chaotic. Again for like the fifth time. What is this?
So it'll be bear with us for a little bit, and
Yes.
probably towards the end of this quarter we're gonna be a weird schedule again because we're doing school. But
yeah.
Yes. Anyways,
it'll
just
get
so you're
back
aware.
to normal like once school ends, but
yes.
yeah. I am doing pretty good. I'm not particularly excited that we're going back full in school, but then again, I am.
I'm like not excited, but I'm not excited.
Exactly. That's like mixed emotions, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, speaking of school and plays and stuff, we are doing Little Women
because our school's doing it and we said we need to know more about it.
Yeah, so that is exactly what we're doing. So let's start right with the history. Little Women is a musical based off of the book by Alan Lee, with music by Jason Howland and lyrics by Mindy Dickstein. Little Women premiered on Broadway in 2005. That was the year Josh was born. And
it was.
Continued on tours until 2017, ending in Manchester. It was nominated for various rewards, but shockingly, Little Women has not
none.
Not one. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
It was so good.
It was really good.
Some other musicals that have won awards, it's like, why didn't you give that to them? Like,
yeah,
they deserved it.
Which goes, okay, I'm talking about this right now. So I told Claire about this, but there was like an awards thing for like, and it was against like Hamilton and the Prom, but the movie The Prom. And so they nominated Lin-Manuel Miranda and James Corden as the best actors, which Lin-Manuel Miranda makes sense. I understand that one, but James Corden,
I know.
It doesn't. He didn't do bad. He did not do bad, but he also didn't do great. Like literally Meryl Streep.
She was right there.
Right there.
Literally right there.
And I was like, James Corden? Did you mean like, Meryl Streep? What do you mean?
I know. He was definitely good.
He was good, but Meryl Streep.
Like Meryl Streep. Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, continue.
Anyway, speaking of movies, there are actually many Little Women movies. And like
the only ones I'm aware of that I knew prior was the one with Winona Ryder, which in the 90s or 80s, and the new one with Emma Watson.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So the original Broadway cast was Jo as Sutton Foster. She did amazing. Marmee as Maureen McGovern, Aunt March / Miss Kirk as Janet Carroll, Laurie as Danny Gerwin, Professor, how do you pronounce it?
Byer
as John Hickox, and then Amy / the Troll is played by Amy McAlexander. Beth / Rodrigo 2 is played by Megan McGinnis. Meg / Clarissa is played by Jenny Powers. Mr. Lawrence / the Knight is played by Robert Stadel. Mr. Brooks / Braxton is played by Jim Witzer, I think. Okay, but anyways, why there's slash on some of the characters is because Chloe looked at it, she was like, why is Megan / the Troll? Or Megan, who is Megan? There's not, why did I say Megan? I just said Amy / the Troll. And I was like, why is it / the Troll? And then I think it's from, because there's parts where Jo, she writes, and she like acts out the writing, and on like the platforms above they have people acting out what she's saying in her writing. So we're pretty sure it's just the characters that they play for her play that she makes. But yes, we were very confused for a second. I was like, the troll? Why is she a troll?
We were laughing for a good minute.
Yeah.
But,
anyways.
So, Little Women is about this young woman, Jo, who wants to become a famous
Josephine
writer. Yeah, she goes by Josephine, but like her more formal name's Josephine, I think.
Yes.
And she has many stories which have been all rejected. During this whole process, she goes through many struggles in life with family and people not accepting what she wants to do, as it isn't normal for a woman to do such things. Her sisters, Amy, Beth, and Meg, as well as her mother, Marmee, are all supportive of her decisions and are close to her throughout. Will Jo be able to publish her stories, or will she fail in her attempts?
Yes.
You'll find out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's basically the generalness of it.
Generalness.
So talking about the actors now, are there any that you admire and why?
I mean, obviously, Sutton Foster.
She's
which is absolutely incredible. I mean, we all know she's great. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing singer, amazing actress. Love her. She's great. Who doesn't want to be her?
I know. I was watching some little videos of like Little Women stuff, I guess, and like they were talking about how like she wasn't going to be cast as her, and how like they were so lucky to have her, and like it was because she's so like good at what she does.
Incredibly, like you will like that's if you get her in something incredible.
You're blessed.
You're blessed.
She was like, I've seen her in other parts, but like this part, watching her play it was incredible. Like it was amazing.
Yes, and obviously her voice is incredible too.
I know. It was so good. She was so good.
Okay, what's next?
Characters.
Favorite character. Who is my favorite?
I really don't know.
I mean, maybe Jo, I guess. Because she's trying to like, because the whole point is that she's trying to like, because a lot of women at this time were like not, like you had to be proper, you had to be a lady, you had to marry a man and like just do whatever. And she's like, I don't want to do that. I want to like, she wants to write stories and have them published. And like, and a lot of the times, never in public, but anytime she's at home or just like with her family, she's always wearing pants. She's never wearing a dress.
Yes. Yeah. And that was another thing. We'll talk about costumes soon.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, that was another thing. I honestly have to say the same, like character-wise at least, she's probably my favorite because like I kind of like relate in a sense because I've never really like heard of a story where people are wanting to write stories. And I personally do that too. Like I've been writing stories for like a long time. And it's just kind of like something I really always enjoyed. And it's just been like, it was really cool like seeing that in a musical and like seeing her be so like ambitious and like wanting to
I can relate to her in the way of like she doesn't want to fit to like the standard because like I don't want to play football. That's too much work. I'm not wearing highlighter clothes. I'm not wearing highlighter but yeah, like I love theater. Theater's great. I mean, obviously we have a podcast, but
obviously.
So yeah, she's great. We love her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
If you could be cast.
So funny thing actually, but because we are trying to get cast actually for the maybe we don't know if we're gonna get it, but I mean maybe.
We don't think so, by the way. We don't have high hopes.
we maybe. I would probably say the best role for me would probably be Amy. probably, I think, because I played a lot of Small Children. I really enjoy it. And
Yes, you have.
yes, I have. I've played 2 Small Children in my total career.
Time. Yeah, your career.
But she's also just kind of like sassy and like troublemaker, and I love that. So
yes. I don't have that many options.
Yeah, literally you don't. There's 4 people that you can choose from.
Yeah, I'll just be one of them.
Anyone that you can get.
Anyone. If I could get one, then I'll be great.
Yeah, that's definitely hard for you because there's like they're all so like they're either really small parts or they're like really like low vocal range. So
yeah.
It's difficult. Who would I recommend this musical to and why? I don't know.
I mean, it's a very like more like stereotypical musical sound. Like if when someone thinks of a musical, they probably think of a musical that sounds more like this. I relate to kind of like Anastasia a little bit. Not exactly the same, like just the same, like the same feeling, I guess.
Yeah.
Of it. So if you like that, you might like this one too. Yeah, if you just like the more like I guess stereotypical musical in a way. Sutton Foster, if you love her, watch it. Also, I guess it's also woman empowerment a little bit because of how but the story and what it's about, which we'll get into more.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would probably say like the same as you, but like ultimately, like anyone who has read the book.
Oh yeah. Also, if you've read the book.
Yeah, because I would say like it's like a musical version, not like a movie, and it's really cool. And then I would also say it's a really universal story. Like there's like in this video that I was watching, actually, Sutton Foster was talking about how like she doesn't really say any bad words. Like there's no like she's a character that children can look up to.
Yes.
Like
yeah, so definitely.
It's very universal. So I would recommend it to like all.
Yeah, this is the first one in like a while that we've been able to say kids can watch this.
Yes.
I feel like everyone we've been like, okay, so if you're a kid, just like don't.
Maybe not.
Actually, don't.
Yeah, but this one's very universal. It has really great themes and also like really great admirable characters. So I'd probably say young audience and even old audiences too. Like it's a really universal story. So pretty much everyone, honestly, unless you hate musicals, you're like
unless you don't like the more stereotypical sound, then don't. I know plenty of people that don't like it. Like so yeah, definitely don't if that's not what you like. But yeah, what would you rate it out of 10?
Honestly though, I would probably say like a 10. Not kidding. Because it has like so many incredible things about it.
Yes, it does. It's really, really good.
I have to like listen to the soundtrack more because like obviously I can't be like, oh my gosh, it's my favorite musical right now. But like if I were just looking on the outside, like overall the whole musical, I would rate it a 10.
Yeah.
So surprised that it hasn't won an award.
Yeah, it's really good.
So surprised. But
so yeah, so from now on, there's spoilers.
Really?
Yeah.
There are?
I know. There are, Chloe.
What? I was coming here to expect no spoilers.
I know. Well, if you were, leave.
Dang. Bye. Just kidding. I'm a part of this.
You can't leave, Chloe. I can't do this by myself.
Yeah, I can't leave. That wouldn't be possible. But yeah, there's actually spoilers, guys.
Yeah, spoilers. And if you don't care, keep watching.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Unlike me, who really cares.
Yeah, you really care so much.
So I guess we can just like
I want to talk about costumes.
Yes, we should. Oh my gosh, there's
so the costumes are what century is it in?
I'm not sure.
It's older. They're wearing dresses.
Older. Yeah.
They're wearing dresses. If you show your knees, you're a whore.
Yeah. like the dresses are like the really poofy ones too, with like the
Yes.
corsets and
Yes,
stuff
yes,
like
yes,
that.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, that's definitely older.
But yeah, they're very good. The costumes are really, really good. Their
Really
hair
good.
too. Their hair is really good because like
Her hair.
even though like Joe's hair is so funny to me.
I know.
It's
Oh
like
my
two
God.
little like braids like on the side, or not for all of it. For a good majority, it's two like braids on the side, and it's so funny, but it's accurate. Like that's what people wore then.
It wasn't even just like braids, like it was like looped around.
Yes,
In, like, a
yes.
half circle. I was like, oh
No,
like it was honestly just better when she like cut her hair. Spoiler.
it was.
So,
Oh yeah, she does do that. I mean, we got past the spoilers.
that's true. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it was honestly, yeah, it was better after that. But yeah, it was. I feel like it was pretty. I mean, obviously, I'm not a historian. I cannot for sure say it was accurate, but I say just from someone looking. I've studied a little bit into, not too much, a little bit, like into just accurate stuff, and it seems pretty accurate. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So and then also, again with like what with the pants, how like girls were expected to never, like you had to wear a dress, you couldn't wear anything else. You could only like, if you wanted to wear pants, it had to be like only in your house.
Pretty
And
much.
so,
That's what she did.
and that, yeah, and that's a joke. Like everyone else, like all of her sisters and her mom, they always wore dresses. Like they never took them off, unless they were like sleeping. Then they wore their like sleeping gowns. But Joe,
Yeah.
anytime she was in her house, she took off the dress part and just wore the like underneath of the pants.
Which was really like a statement. So
Mhm.
it was like, again, showing her character, how she doesn't want to be like the standard. Yeah, they were really good. I always loved how she was like, she would sometimes be like dressed as her characters too, like with the hats and like the jackets. Like that was cool. She's just so cool.
And then one time in that one scene where they went to like the ball or whatever it was, where she had to wear like a really fancy, just like, this is gross.
Yeah. And she had to wear like a patch in the back of her dress too. That was, yeah.
And then her younger sister, Amy, she found like one of her older sister's like dresses that are like a little too big for her.
Yeah.
Which also helped because it like they made it look big on her.
Yeah, I know. It was really good. I was
and
like,
so again with the costume, it was very well done. Whoever the costume designer is, I applaud you. You're very good. Raise the roof.
Raise the roof. We're not doing that here in this podcast because that was a whole time period in itself.
raise the roof time period.
I know. I forgot what the other one was, but there was another one, and I think it was even worse than.
I know sometimes we either golf clapped or like snap. We're talking about like assemblies at school, by the way.
Yeah.
Like it was like golf clap or like snap.
I'll have to call Callie and be like, "What was it?" She'll probably know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
set really cool, very good set.
Oh yeah, there was so for the set, like there was like the set, then there were like these walls that would like come in, or like there was like the balcony too. Like it was like,
yes,
there was so much going on.
There's a lot of the set was very well done. It was very, very, very well done. It was really, and props great as well. Everything, but yeah, set was really cool. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
They put a lot of effort into it.
And the transitions between scenes, amazing with the set.
Incredible. Like they put so much effort into that set. I can tell.
Yeah.
Some like you can tell are kind of cheap, or like there's not a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
But not only did it have a lot of sets, but it had like so many layers, and like
it had enough layers that they could, like, depending on the props they had and depending on what layers they had out, it would look like a completely different place.
I know. It was so cool. It was so cool. Didn't even look like a stage at some points. Like it looked like it did.
Yes.
So they did phenomenally.
Really good, really good. So I think now we get into the story.
Yeah. Really good story. So it kind of just like, it starts with immediately with Joe's stories, and
she's telling
the Professor Byers guy, which we didn't really know existed until like later in the show.
We knew he was there, but like not really.
Yeah.
We'll tell you why we suddenly knew of his appearance.
Yeah, when it comes to it.
Yeah.
But he's like, she's asking like his opinion on her stories and stuff because they kind of have a closer relationship, I guess.
Mhm.
And then he's like, you could do better.
Yeah. It's good. He says they're like good, but like he says they can do better because she like she wants to become like a well-known author and like with stories and stuff. And so she's like during this is the part where they're the characters that we were very confused on why she was the troll. And they're acting out the characters in her story up on a balcony, and it was really cool because you saw Joe at the like not on the balcony like doing the exact movements as them and like mouthing their words, but they were doing it and they were saying it.
That was so cool. That needs like so much credit right there. Yeah, because she was doing like exactly,
it was like perfect. It was like exactly what they did.
It was in sync. Like it was so well
and it wasn't like, and there's a part where they zoomed in on her face where it wasn't even just like she was just mouthing the words. She was like as if she was acting, as if she was that character.
Exactly.
It's like she was that character, but she just wasn't saying the lines.
Yeah.
She was mouthing the lines. Yeah, because someone else is saying it.
It was so good. Mm-hmm. It was really well done there. There's such a good idea.
Again later. Yes.
But yeah, he tells her she could do better, and then she's like kind of pondering like, what could I do better? Like, what could I really do better about my writing? And that's a whole song in itself. It's kind of catchy. It's kind of good.
Yeah.
And then the March sisters come in for the first time, and they're like
sisters. The troll.
The troll.
No, but it's Amy, Meg, and Beth.
Yes. And they come in, and then Joe's like, "Oh my gosh, guys, this story's so good," and then they're like, "No, please don't showcase this." And then she was like, "Well, it would make for a really like wonderful Christmas," and they start kind of like acting it out again and like imagining.
Yeah, they like act it for her.
Yeah, and she's just kind of like agreeing with them, and yeah, that's kind of how it's going. But and then
also it's Christmas time.
Yeah, around that time.
This is also important. Their dad is, I don't know where they are, where he is. Do you remember?
I think he's like in the military.
I think so. But yeah, he's doing something in the military, so he sends letters throughout. Sometimes that's important, and they're like, "But he's not here. Christmas is gonna suck." And she's like, "No, it won't."
Yeah.
When does she get the tree?
I forgot that happened.
She steals a tree.
Yeah, she steals a tree. Because it was funny because I watched like the first 30 minutes like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
it was really hazy trying to remember what happened.
I think around this time she like maybe a little later, but she like steals a tree from like their neighbor, and then she just takes it.
Something happened. Yeah, she took it.
They're like, "We need a Christmas tree." She's like, "Okay," so she just steals a Christmas tree.
I know, she steals it from the neighbor too.
And it's funny because she just walks into the scene holding a tree, just dragging it behind her.
And speaking of like the whole like dad father military thing, so their mom Marmee comes in, and we see her for the first time, and she's just kind of like with her daughters, and then she starts reflecting like in response to his letter about like how like hard it is to be alone as a parent and like be like the strong person in the family that all of them do. I could imagine that would be kind of lonely, like
and difficult because you're trying not to show your kids like that you're sad or anything.
Exactly, that you miss him or anything like that. So yeah, that's kind of sad. And then it switches to see, I think it's kind of funny because their last name's all March, but the aunt's name is March. So it's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
So it's like Aunt March, and then all the sisters' last names are March. So, but then Joe goes and talks to her Aunt March, and is like, "Oh my gosh, you're going to Europe? I want to go to Europe too." But
Well,
she's
yeah,
like,
because what happened is she was telling her about the stories and stuff and being like, and
mhm,
her Aunt March is
yeah,
like very like the stereotypical like what a girl needs. She's like, I believe a girl can't be anything
yeah,
else.
mhm.
And so she's like, well, I don't want to do that. And he was like, oh, well, I guess I was gonna invite you to Europe, but I guess I won't. She goes, you're gonna invite me to Europe? What?
I know. She was like, I need to come. I'm coming.
Yes.
But then she was like, well, you can only come if you change. And she was like, maybe. I don't know. I don't ever know if she actually agreed. Because again, this whole
No, she did
period.
because later she's like, you broke the contract.
Oh. So yeah, she did agree. And she was like, fine.
Just to be more proper, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And be like more of the stereotypical woman.
Yeah.
Back then.
And then she'd take her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we find out that they're going to go to this ball, which all of them are really excited about, including Amy, the troll. And they're all like really excited about it. And then they're like, oh my gosh, what will happen if like someone asked me to dance? Like what should I do? What should I
Is this
say?
when Amy burns the stuff, or is that later?
This is around the same time period. Like, cause like she's like, no one loves me. No one like Joe's
because she burned because Joe like doesn't really want to go to the ball.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But so she goes anyways. And then she's like, Joe, you could have me go instead. It's like, but you weren't invited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was like, it's my invitation. Like, it's not yours.
It's not yours. Like, I'm still gonna go. She's like, well, you don't even want to go. It's like, okay, I do, but like, I just don't like this outfit that I have to wear. She gets like mad, like really mad. And when they leave, she burns her like all of her stories.
Nice. Yeah. That was devastating. That was a really
and then she reacts to it later.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which was like crazy. Like she got so mad over not going to a ball that she burned her stories.
I know. That's crazy. Like I could see like something else happening, but burning their stories, like
that she's like working, that she's proud of and works hard on.
Yeah, like she'd worked on those for. I would be so upset if
Callie came up and like.
That would be the end. Like I'd been working on those for years. I would be so mad. But anyway, yeah, and then not reacting to it now.
Because she doesn't know yet. She's at the ball.
So they go to the ball, and then this guy Laurie comes, and he's really trying to make an impression with Joe.
Chance on me. Sorry.
I like literally like I don't know what just happened, but my throat just like left.
Oh.
What I was trying to sing. But if you leave me, let me know, baby, around. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Fun song. I wish we could have done
from
that.
ABBA.
Yeah. That would have been fun.
It would have, yes. Also Mamma Mia. Is it in Mamma Mia?
I think so. I've never seen the movie, so I wouldn't know.
You haven't?
I haven't.
Chloe, you have to watch it.
I really should. I haven't seen a lot
so
of
good.
So I've heard that from so many people. So I should definitely watch it then.
Yes, you have to watch it. Meryl Streep, amazing in it.
Oh, she's in it too? Dang.
Yes, Chloe.
Well, I would know. I've never seen the movie. So.
Okay, anyways.
I have to watch it.
Take a chance on me. The song in this musical.
That's the name of the song that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's where he's like trying to make an impression on Joe and like really be like, trying to impress her, begging her to dance with him because she's like, I don't really want to dance with you because she doesn't want to. And he's like trying to really get her to. Yeah. So this makeup brush is so satisfying. I just had to mention, like, look at how pretty it is.
It's very pretty. Have you not used it?
I had never used it.
Okay, well, you're not allowed to then.
Okay. I don't think I would use this one anyway. Like a highlighting one. I don't really do that.
You don't highlight?
Yeah, I do not highlight. Jordan's really good at highlighting, but
yes.
Off topic. And then what happens after that? That's when she reacts to the.
Then she gets really mad because they come back, and then she's like, and then she's told to turn off the fireplace. She's like, okay. Yeah. She walks over to the fireplace. She's like, are those my stories?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. and then she yells for Amy. Then everyone comes down, and then Amy says that she's not sorry.
I know. Yeah, she's like, I'm not sorry. That was my invitation, actually. And it's like, no, it wasn't.
Like, you ruined my night. It's like you ruined the night that you weren't invited to. What do you mean? She overreacted to
really overreacted.
Way too much.
Really overreacted. Made me kind of mad. I was like, this is not.
I can understand being a little upset.
Uh-huh.
But she got mad. Like, way too mad.
Yeah. And Joe was like, I'll never forgive her. And Marmy was like, you don't mean that. And I was like,
she doesn't talk to her for like 3 weeks.
I understand. Because she literally burned her like work of art, her career, like her whole thing. And then
it's like, I have a collection of amiibo. If you don't know what they are, they're like these little things that Nintendo made. They're like figurines, but you can scan them into games. You can get power-ups and stuff. I have 94. If my sister were mad at me and to come in and like break them,
I know,
I would be upset. I would not talk to her. I would be so upset.
Here, like, and
if you're watching, this is one that I have.
Yeah,
I've been building it since like third grade. I've been building it since third grade. It's been 6 years. Like,
he literally has like a whole shelf in his room. Just like, if we do this in person sometime when COVID all gets better, you'll be able to see it.
Yes, probably. Yeah, I would be mad. I would not want to talk to her for a little bit.
I know. Yeah, I give her, like, I allow her every reason to be mad.
Not talk to her.
Yeah, yeah, and she gets really upset, and then, that happens. Yes. So. And then after that, I don't know if anything else happens in between.
But in our song lists over here, it goes to Off to Massachusetts. Massachusetts. I give up. So Mr. Lawrence is like some piano guy, and Beth, one of the sisters, she plays piano, and he realizes she's pretty good at piano.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then they play like a song together.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, cool. And it's kind of like a little like jingle that's like Off to Massachusetts. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly how it goes, but it's a cute little song. And then something happens where like Amy like falls on the ice or something. Like,
and then she gets like carried in, and we don't remember it happening. We do not remember it happening. We think maybe the bootleg, or sorry, the slime tutorial that we saw might have like cut it out or something, because I remember there being like a weird part in it.
Yeah, I remember that
it might have cut out, and that's why we don't remember.
Yeah. Because I guess our slime tutorial just wasn't even that good. Like, it was like the creator had the right idea for the slime.
Yeah, they had the right idea, but they missed an ingredient somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somewhere, and then it just didn't turn out that good.
It didn't turn out that good for that part.
Yeah. But anyway, after that, at least, we find out that Mr. Brooke proposes to Meg, and she's like, I
He's
accept.
like, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And they're really
absolutely.
happy. But then she's mad. Jo, she goes and tells her sisters, like, I'm getting married. And then Jo is like, what?
Yeah, she's like,
remember that pact we made that said we'd
we're all
always
gonna
be with
stay
each other?
together.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was like, we made that when we were young. Like, I'm still gonna like see you guys and like love you guys, but like I love him, you know? It's like, but you said we'd be together.
I'm not. She literally, one of her lines is like, I'm not just gonna make a promise like years ago and then just like throw it away now. It's like,
I know, it's like, it's not like when I was 5, I pinky promised someone that I would eat lunch with them every day. And then like,
yeah,
stick with
like,
that till I was 37. Like,
exactly, until you die. Like, there's no like, that's not a guarantee.
yeah.
So
She overreacts a little bit.
Yeah, but I think she gets over it relatively fast.
She gets over it, but like she's mad at first for a while. She's not happy about it.
Yeah.
And then I think Beth was like, do you love him? And she's like, yeah, I do. It's like, see, she loves him.
Yeah, I love Beth. Beth is so like,
I know, she's so nice.
Wholesome.
Spoiler, she dies.
I know.
It was really sad. Actually, I didn't even know she died. I literally looked at the screen. I was like, wait, she's dying? Wait, when'd she die? And then I looked into it and I realized, oh, wait, I should have picked that up earlier.
Yeah, I knew it was happening, but I was a little confused on why she died at first. But apparently she died of scarlet fever.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we figured that out. But that happens later. And then what happens is Lori proposes to Jo. She's like, no.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not sophisticated. Like, I'm not civilized. Go find someone
else. She also says like she doesn't want to like be
married.
She doesn't want to marry yet.
Yeah, and she was like, I'll never marry, and he's like, that's not true.
He's like, that's not true.
He was right. It's the sad thing, but
he was right. He was right eventually. At the time, she thought she wouldn't marry though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And he's like, you're just saying you don't want to marry me. And she's like, no, I just don't want to marry.
Yeah.
Which at the time, it was true. It was true when she said that.
Yeah. But it changed.
Well, actually, we don't know if she gets married.
That is true. They just said they would.
Oh, they did? Okay, never mind then.
I mean, they said they were like, well, let's get married. And she was like, yes.
Okay.
But they never showed a marry. Or a marry.
They could have not.
Showed a wedding.
They could have not got married.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Unless the book says something otherwise, but
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so she's like, no.
And she sings this phenomenal song.
Oh yes.
And she's talking about like her future and like how she will be astonishing, stuff like that. She's so good.
I was like, whoa.
I know.
Wow.
It was incredible.
Yeah, and how she'll be like great in her future, and she'll be amazing, and she'll do it.
Yeah, it was incredible. But
and then, Weekly Volcano Press. She tells a place called the Weekly Volcano Press, and about one of her stories, and they buy one.
Yay!
They buy her story, and she's obviously super excited. It's the first thing she's gone like bought or published or anything. Yeah. She's really excited about it. That's that.
Yeah. And then the piano guy comes again, and he plays with Beth, and then
he gives her his piano.
Yeah, that was so nice. That was so nice. I would love.
Because she was like, "Oh, it's your piano. Why is it here?" And he's like, "No, Beth, it's your piano." And she's like, "What?" Yeah,
it was a really nice thing that he did, and she's really happy about it, and she's excited to play with him again. Yeah. And then
Which is a sweet
here's where
moment.
we realized the guy existed.
Was it here?
This is where he's like talking about how he is. This is where I realized he existed.
Oh, this is not where I realized. I realized at the very end.
Oh, well, okay.
So I was a little dumber than you here.
So Jo here is writing to Professor Byer about an update on like her family and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And
Meg's pregnant.
yeah, with twins actually, I think.
Wow.
So
She
yeah.
popped off.
Yeah, really popped off, got married, got pregnant, like all of that.
Yeah.
And he like is confessing that his life isn't really like going as it usually would, but it's been more quiet since Jo left.
Yes.
So
And then it goes into some things are meant to be.
that was such a nice song.
It was a nice song. So pretty
It
much
was so-
Jo and Beth, we find out that Beth is like she's not doing great. She's sick.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Beth says that she's like the special son. She's like they're like the two closest sisters, I
Yeah.
think.
Mhm.
And so Beth tells her like, "You're great, I love you." And then Beth says like that she's not afraid to die, but she's afraid of leaving her sisters behind, which is so sad that she's more afraid of just not being with her sisters than she is dying.
I know. That just shows the strong connection between all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Definitely.
That's like the closest I've ever seen sisters.
Yes.
Like usually they're all kind of like not really for each other, but like they were all so for each other. Like they anything for each other. But
and then the next scene, she's in a wheelchair during this, by the way. And then the next scene, she is dead.
She died.
And it was really sad. They're all like in like black clothes for like mourning.
Mm-hmm.
God, sorry. You know, some people like at that time, if like their husband died, they would wear like black clothes for like a year.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
They would like wear black clothes.
Like the widows
they would wear black clothes for like a year before
like,
going back.
Sometimes
even longer. But they wear them for so long. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, so they're all in black clothes, and then Amy, obviously her sister passed away, so she's like, well, I kind of need to go with my family. And also she was left because earlier Marmee, their mom, left because their father was sick, I think. And at this time Amy was young, so she went with their aunt, which was Aunt March, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, they say aunt, I think. Aunt March. What do you say? Do you say aunt or aunt?
I don't know. When I'm talking about my family, I say aunt. But when I'm talking about other families, I say aunt.
Oh.
It's weird, but I
say aunt. I just always have.
Like English way of doing it. So
yeah, and so she comes and she's like, and she's also grown up now because she's been with Aunt March for however long.
Mm-hmm.
And so then she's grown up, and her mom's like, "Oh my God, you're grown up." She's like, "Yeah, I am."
Like, I'm great. I love men. They're great. Really said that. She was like, "Men are so amazing."
Yeah, like, I was like, okay.
Okay.
They're not that great. I'm not.
I know.
And then turns out, we found it in The Most Amazing Thing, I think. Yeah. Yes. In The Most Amazing Thing, Amy and Lori, which Lori was the guy that proposed to Jo earlier. Found out they saw each other in Europe and just fell in love.
I was like, what?
And they're engaged.
I know. I was really
and then Jo was like, okay, welcome to the family, I guess.
Yeah.
And she found that she wasn't really in love with him, so she was fine with it. She didn't really care.
Yeah, she didn't really, yeah.
Because Amy was like, I thought it was always gonna be you and Lori. It's like, I didn't.
Yeah, she was like, he was never really mine. And
It
I was
wasn't
like,
mine.
um, yeah, and
But
then
yeah, so they fall in love and they're happy now.
yeah, I was like, I was shocked, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They were talking about it, and I was like, because I
And
thought
then it goes
there was
into
a big age gap between them. Was
oh
there?
yeah, oh yeah, it is. It
Because
definitely
that's
is.
why. Yeah, I was
Because
shocked.
when he proposed to Joe, Amy was like pro either a child or like a young teenager, probably.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking, and I was like really confused. I was like, "What
And I
is
was like,
going?"
what?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
God, it was definitely
I guess that works out.
yeah. Yeah, I have no
But then
idea.
it goes to a sad song
Yes.
where Joe is sad because she actually wait, is it this one yet? Oh, okay, yeah. She regrets. Yeah, it is. She's sad because regrets going to New York and not being there for her family more. Because she's like, I should have spent more time with Beth, and she thinks it's her fault.
Yeah.
And then she asked Marmy how to be like her and strong. And then Marmy says, to believe in hope and stuff. And then she's also like, you did nothing wrong. It wasn't your fault. It would have happened either way.
Exactly. Yeah. She was like, you did everything you could for Beth. Like,
Yeah. There's nothing you could do. And then a happy song. Right afterwards, just like a belty song to show realization. Alone in the attic. She wonders how she can move on, and then she's inspired by Beth's memory and writes a story about her family. And she's
yeah.
like gets inspired by her, and she's like, instead of being sad about it, she like uses like her memory as like fuel.
Yeah, I know. And she writes a whole like story. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, this is so sentimental. Like, it was so cool. Hello? Hi. What is it?
Cal?
He,
Hi,
he, like,
Cal.
he like whined, and I was like, what's wrong?
Oh,
What's wrong? Are you bored?
it's okay. We're almost done, Cal.
Yeah, we're getting close.
A couple more songs.
Yes.
So then it goes into Small Umbrella in the Rain. And pretty much the guy, what's his Professor, I still don't know how to say it. How do you say it?
There you go.
What? Fire. So he comes to visit her, and then they find out that they like each other.
I know. Wasn't there like an age gap between them two?
I think because he had like gray hair, I think.
He said he was 35.
Oh.
And I was like, are you sure? Like,
I was like,
yeah. And even then, I don't think, I definitely don't
she was
think,
in her 20s. She would have been in her 20s.
that's what I was thinking.
So it would have, that's an appropriate age gap, but
that's better than
better. Still
yeah.
a little big, but better.
Yeah. Definitely. Hi, Bobby. Hi. But then they're talking about how like they're really different.
They're really
still
different.
Gonna love each
They're
other
still gonna love each
anyway.
other. Yes. And then he also tells her that he got like a copy of one of her novels, and someone got someone to publish it for her. And she was super excited about that too.
I was like, wow.
And also it's funny because they were kissing.
I know.
Throughout
it. I was like,
what? And they were like, and so they would like say he would be like, yeah, I got it published. And then they start kissing, like making out. And then like she's like, oh my god, I'm so excited. And then they started kissing again. And then Marmy walks into them kissing.
I know Marmy.
And she's just like, okay. And then and so yeah, and then they talk about dreams coming true, and then he leaves and for a little bit, and then he comes back, and then they hold hands and they walk off.
Yeah. And then that's where it ends.
Mm-hmm. So happy ending.
A very good ending. It was a really heavy show, but it was really good.
She got her book published. She got to be with the person she loves.
Yeah, truly loves, not some other.
But Beth is still dead. Which they couldn't resurrect her.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Couldn't read revived. So. Yeah. Cal, stop eating my blanket.
Yeah, it was very good. Highly recommend. Unless you don't like the
definitely.
regular musical sound, then maybe watch the movies or read the book.
Yeah, true. It's still a really good story. So
Yes.
even just watch the movies, read the book, whatever you gotta do.
Yes.
But
it's really good. Highly recommend.
Yes, definitely.
Do you have anything else to add?
I really don't think so. It was just incredible. Like it was really good. I'm just excited that like
our school's doing. Even if we don't get in, I'm excited to watch it.
To see it. Yes. Yeah. See it live.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yes.
But
and not through a slime tutorial.
Yeah, not through a like weird missing ingredient slime tutorial.
Yes. Missing ingredient slime tutorial. But yeah. So check out our Instagram, Musical Chairs Podcast, Twitter, Podcast Chairs. You can also Patreon, $3 a month. You get stuff early and get to vote.
Yes. So
that's it.
I'm Chloe.
I'm Joshua. Thank you for watching. Bye.